It's no secret that the people you surround yourself with determine your course in life. Stoic wisdom has always taught us to accept the things in life that we cannot alter, but it has never denied the importance of choosing the people we surround ourselves with. Allow me to present to you the 10 kinds of people that you should avoid as a true Stoic. Not with contempt, but in an effort to bring about harmony. This video is filled with a lot of Stoic knowledge, so buckle up, my buddy. 1. The never-ending whiner. People who constantly moan seem to be surrounded by a sensation of heaviness. Every time they voice their displeasure, they are consuming energy, not just from people close to them, but also from themselves. The man who craves more is the poor man, said Seneca once. It is not the man who has too little. Constantly seeking more or pointing out flaws, the complainer never seems to be content with what they already have. This is an ineffective behavior for a Stoic. It takes away from the realization that life is short and causes needless suffering. Don't get me wrong, the goal isn't to silence complaints. It's about identifying them, dealing with what can be dealt with, and letting go of the things that are unchangeable. Finding contentment in the here and now requires realizing that our response to the circumstances determines our level of happiness rather than the circumstances themselves. Do. The harmful advice. When offered with good intentions, criticism can be a tool for personal development. But the poisonous critic uses it for control rather than for personal development. Their criticism is almost always indicative of their fears rather than being helpful. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, said the sage Epictetus. It's critical to recognize the difference between harmful criticism and beneficial critique. Genuine criticism is not avoided by the Stoic, but they also do not allow unjustified criticism to impair their judgment. Understanding oneself and the critic's intentions makes all the difference. You can actually progress by protecting your self-worth by avoiding the poisonous critic. Additionally, the next archetype will probably strike a deeper chord if you can identify this one in your own life. 3. The drama magnet. Although everyone has highs and lows in life, some people appear to be addicted to upheaval. They live on drama, frequently instigating it where none previously existed. According to Epictetus, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. The drama magnet has a propensity to see conflict and agitation in everything. A Stoic finds that being around such intensity disturbs their inner calm and impairs their judgment. Chatting up strangers, dwelling on other people's problems, and constantly looking for the next controversy are indications of a disturbed mind. We are able to protect our inner peace and remain grounded in reason when we are able to identify these qualities in individuals around us. 4. The incessant rival. In the digital era, when everyone has a highlight reel available, there is a risk associated with continuously evaluating oneself against others. In such a setting, the perpetual competitor flourishes, since their value is derived from outperforming everyone else and from constantly pursuing a moving target. Their successes are a constant feature of their chats, quietly diminishing yours. Recall Seneca's famous line, "Life speeds by while we are postponing." Life is a journey that should be appreciated, understood, and treasured rather than viewed as a race. When you interact with the perpetual rival, you're unwittingly adopting their definition of what it is to live. The genuine Stoic recognizes that their path is distinct, and that equating it with someone else's is akin to equating the size of the ocean with the beauty of a rose. As you begin to recognize the patterns, you may notice another kind of person who bears a resemblance to you in unexpected ways. 5. The overindulger. Stoic philosophy places a strong emphasis on moderation. For many men, the acquisition of wealth does not end their troubles, it only changes them, said Seneca. The overindulgent pursue pleasure relentlessly, frequently at their own expense. Their lack of self-control can create an unstable spiral, whether it is related to food, material belongings, or any other vice. A Stoic knows that balance, not excess, is the source of true contentment. It is important to interact with the world with awareness, enjoying the good things in life without ever letting them control you. 6. The Cynic. Although skepticism has its benefits, the cynic maintains a persistently pessimistic outlook on the world. They downplay optimism, hope, and frequently the efforts of people attempting to change the world. According to Epictetus, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Sadly, the cynic finds little pleasure in anything. Being surrounded by that much energy might be exhausting. The pursuit of goodness, truth, and meaning in life is encouraged by Stoicism. A balanced, positive outlook can be maintained by avoiding the cynic. Speaking of equilibrium, the next person we talk about frequently upsets it, possibly in ways you have personally witnessed. 7. The Egoist. Acknowledging one's value is important, but confidence and arrogance don't always go hand in hand. Operating from a position of self-importance, the egoist frequently puts others last. As the great Marcus Aurelius said, "You control your thoughts, not external circumstances." When you acknowledge this, you'll find resilience. The egoist ignores the internal strength that matters most in favor of external validation. Such people can pose a challenge to the growth of the group. The advancement of a group or society may be overshadowed by their incessant demand for validation. By embracing humility, we can develop as a team and promote respect for one another. 8. The Gossip Monger. In today's connected society, rumors spread quickly. This is what feeds the gossip monger's appetite, as they propagate tales with little regard for veracity or potential consequences. Talking to them is like planting a seed of mistrust and confusion in your life. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be, says Marcus Aurelius. Unite. To be stoic is to pursue truth and morality. Talking too much is a diversion from this route. Avoiding gossipers is important, but so is avoiding those who take great pleasure in it. 9. You are familiar with the energy vampire. You feel depleted after a conversation, as though someone has taken away your vitality. They can weaken even the strongest of wills with their incessant craving for approval and attention. It was said by Seneca, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." You shouldn't waste your time on someone who constantly puts you down. Stoicism revolves around compassion, yet self-preservation is just as important. You are the driver of your adventure. Take care of your energy. And speaking of energy, the following archetype is one that, although in a different way, tries to drain it. 10. The Pessimistic Lord. A cloudy sky may have beauty, but the everlasting pessimist only sees the possibility of rain. Their brains are like pitch-black rooms devoid of any windows that let in light. They are blind to the chances that problems frequently bring and only concentrate on the drawbacks. It's important to remember Marcus Aurelius. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. Let this serve as evidence of the power of perspective. A Stoic must embrace optimism, or at least a measured perspective. Because under Stoicism, what disturbs us is not the outside world, but rather our perception of it. Steer clear of people who are always negative. Our route in this life journey is shaped by the company we keep. Who wants to be a Debbie Downer at the lows or a buzzkiller at the highs, really? Here's a little pop quiz for you. Which of these personalities did you most recently run into? Or who is that one person in your life who you interact with on a regular basis? Leave a remark below. Sincerely, I'm intrigued. And why not give that like button some love if you learned a few pearls of wisdom from it? Really smash it. Click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell if you're enjoying this kind of stuff. In this manner, you'll be the first to see these videos as soon as they're released. Oh, and before you run off, visit our Telegram if you would like to join our small community outside of here. You won't want to miss the pearls of wisdom we drop every day. I'll see you there then. I appreciate your time and I'll see you in the future video. Salutations.